Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Philippine Society of Anesthesiologists 2021 celebration of Anesthesia Week. I will be your host for this afternoon's event. I am Dr. Carl Matthew Sisu, one of your directors of the PSA. To formally open our event and to also introduce our inspirational speaker, I'd like to call someone who needs no further introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, may I call our President of the Philippine Society of Anesthesiologists, Dr. Edgar M. Simon.
Good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to the opening ceremonies of our Anesthesia Week celebration. We have been working tirelessly for the past 20 months in order to provide our patients with the best possible care and exemplified what a real-life hero is. We are setting aside this week to specifically recognize our work as anesthesiologists and to celebrate with a little bit of fun as we are still restricted by this pandemic. It is an honor to introduce to you our guest speaker for this event. DR.CALIMAG, as we fondly call her, is an author, research mentor, career coach, webinar host, and public speaker. She devoted her career as an advocate of women empowerment so they may become the boss of their lives. After rising quickly in the world of campaigns and coalition building as a grassroots organizer and digital strategist, she successfully led fellow anesthesiologists at the Philippine Society of Anesthesiologists in 2011 and 2012, and later led fellow physicians at the helm of the Philippine Medical Association in 2014 and 2016. RV has delivered keynotes, lectures, webinars, workshops, and trainings in local and international fora and in the various organizations that she has led and is currently leading. She has led in 3 of the oldest medical organizations in the country, notably the Colegio Médico-Farmacéutico de Filipinas Incorporada, which was established in 1899, the Manila Medical Society, established in 1902, and the Philippine Medical Association, established in 1903. In 2015, she was invited at the American Society of Anesthesiologists annual convention in San Diego, California, to speak on the topic, Women at the Helm, Balancing Family Life and Career. She likewise delivers lectures on career pathing and succession planning, change management, time management, and transcending the glass ceiling. Hervey is a full professor at the University of Santo Tomas Faculty of Medicine and is a professorial lecturer at the MHP Ed and MHA programs at UST Graduate School. On courses such as health informatics, leadership and governance, human behavior in organization, and culture and ethics in healthcare. She combines her political and personal experience with making her voice heard to help others step up into their power and be the leader of their lives and careers. Dear colleagues, let us all welcome Dr. Maria Minerva P. Calimag.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am pleased to can I have a co-host? Can you? Okay, thank you. Today, on the occasion of the opening ceremonies for the Anesthesia Week, I'd like to talk about finding wisdom through the learning leadership journey. These are some of the capabilities that we ought to have as leaders. And this is a quote that I always see every time we enter the UST Faculty of Medicine and Surgery, Ars Longa Vita Brevis Ocasio Fugit. And so for today, I shall be talking about time management for the servant leader, the path to timeliness and timelessness. Life is a learning journey, and wisdom is one of the great outcomes of exceptional experiences, engaging relationships, and fantastic discoveries. It is the utilization and application of wisdom, and as a result, leaders ought to have diverse leadership styles, competencies, and behaviors. And wisdom is used to build successful accomplishments through one's dynamic influence on other people. Confucius said that by 3 methods we may learn wisdom. One is by reflection, which is noblest. Second is by imitation, which is the easiest. And by experience, which is the bitterest. I am glad that I have been an inspiration to many, and therefore it is my hope that there will be more leaders among us. In Ecclesiastes, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. He has made everything beautiful in its time. In everyday life, there are 3 dimensions of space: height, width, and length. In Einstein's general theory of relativity, time is treated as an additional dimension. So it is the 4th dimension, actually. Once we have mastered time, we will understand how true it is that most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year. There's still so much time, no, to accomplish that. And then finally, you realize that you underestimated, no, what you can achieve, not even in a decade. Ikaw ba ito? Nagbibigay ka ba ng bogus na excuse kaya ka late? O nagsasabi ka ng totoo? Kasi late lang naman ako nagigising, pero hindi ko masabi ang totoo. Siyempre, gasgas na ang palusot na traffic. Siyempre ngayon, wala nang traffic, di ba? Dapat always on time. Nagamit ko na rin yung home emergency. Last week, ang sabi ko, nawalan kami ng tubig. Ngayon, ang palusot, nawalan kami ng wifi, no? So, pero ang totoo, gumimik ako the night before at ang tindi ng hangover ko. Hehehe. So, Time perspective is the psychological term for the process by which each of us sorts our life experiences into time zones. It is part of our subjective or what we call our real time that contrasts with our objective or clock time. Sa ngayon, I'm sure, no, marami sa inyo, just so you won't miss anything, your alarm is full of many times. And then I looked up one day, and this is what I saw, no? Main Mendoza saying, late ka ba or maaga lang sila? So, time is really something that is relative, no? If we cannot save it, change the word time for it. We buy it, then spend it. If we bind it, it flies. Sometimes we make up when we lose it. Then we kill it when we find it. Sometimes we create it, but we must be careful because there are many thieves ready to steal it. It is slow when we wait, but fast when we are late. It is deadly long when we are sad, short when we are happy, and long when we are bored. Remember though that it always heals, even while it may seem endless when we are in pain. This is the matrix of action and outcome. When we take an action and the outcome is good, there is joy and pride. When we take action and there is bad outcome, we feel dumb and foolish. When we did not take an action and there is good outcome, and then we regret and distress. And when the action is not taken and there is a bad outcome, then we feel wise and prudent. I would like to always not just feel joy and pride, but wise and prudent as well. That's why I never lose any opportunity to inspire. This is the time paradox. It's all about our attitudes towards time, and its core message is that we all have a unique, biased time perspective that influences our decisions and behavior. Look at these Japanese executives. They look like they're sleeping when actually, no, they close their eyes because by doing so, no, they're not wasting time. They filter out all visual stimulus and listen, no? So active listening is also part of time management. Time heals always. Time management is the process of planning and exercising conscious control of time spent on specific activities, especially to increase, no, our opportunity for a good outcome. This is Robin Williams, Carpe Diem, seize the day. No? So make our lives extraordinary. The biggest difference between money and time is you always know how much money you have, but you never know how much time you have. So make the most out of your time. Work, what is time management? It seems that there is never enough time in a day, no? Pero yung iba, no, ang daming nagagawa sa isang araw, and then you say, I have 26 hours or even more. And the answer actually lies in good time management. Why time management? Do you feel the need to be more organized and more productive? Do you spend your day feeling very busy and yet wondering why you haven't accomplished much? Do you wish you have more than 24 hours a day to complete all of your tasks? Do you feel you rarely achieve your 100% production capability? Do you feel stressed by an ever busy schedule with no time for yourself? I often hear some people say, di ako nakatawag kasi baka busy ka, no? But walang busy, no? It is always how we manage our time. Time management is actually all about structure and flow, no? So this is Tony Shalhoub in The Monk, no? Who's an obsessive compulsive detective, and he loses time actually because of his OC character, no? Here, Bruce Lee said, be shapeless, be formless like water. When you pour water in a glass, it becomes the glass, no? And when you pour it into a cup, it becomes the cup. It becomes whatever container you've put it into. So managing ourselves rather than managing time, focusing in preserving and enhancing relationships and accomplishing results, no, is what we need. This is the time flow model by the author, and it's hard to pronounce it, but you will see that there is a challenge level from low to high, no? And when you have high challenge and low perceived skill level, you feel anxious, no? You do not want to accept that lecture. You might bungle. You might do all the things that you don't like to feel about, no? But when there is flow, there is actually that feeling when you have a high challenge level and a perceived skill level that is also high, no? When the challenge is low and you have a perceived skill level that is high, then you feel relaxed, no? The 10 components of flow are having a clear understanding of what you want to achieve, being able to concentrate for a sustained period of time, losing the feeling of consciousness of oneself. That is sometimes one of the barriers, no? You feel like you feel self-conscious. You feel that you'll make a mistake anytime. You'll find that finding that time passes quickly, getting direct and immediate feedback, experiencing a balance between your ability levels and the challenge, no? That is the flow matrix, having a sense of personal control over the situation, feeling that the activity is intrinsically rewarding, lacking awareness of bodily needs, no? Sometimes when you really want to do something, no, kahit gutom ka na, sige pa rin, no? And being completely absorbed in the activity itself. So time management is not about managing time. It is about managing self. And the more flexible you are in transforming, the better the result is going to be. And therefore, when you talk about time, agility is key. According to Dwight Eisenhower, American president, I have two kinds of problems, he said, the urgent and the important. The urgent are not important, and the important are never urgent. So be wise and do not be caught up in everything that's urgent, no? Ngayon na, dapat na matapos, no? If it is urgent and important, then do it. If it is not urgent but important, you plan ahead of time. And then if it is urgent but not important, then perhaps you can delegate. And if it is not urgent and not important, then eliminate. Why do you have to eliminate those that are not urgent and not important? No? According to Aaron Antonovsky, the author of Health, Stress, and Coping and the Salutogenic Concept, he's introduced the concept of sense of coherence. He claimed that people become healthy when they view life as comprehensible, manageable, and meaningful. So when you're able to manage self, no, then you have a sense of coherence and you are not stressed. So this is motivation. The equation of motivation is expectancy times value over impulsiveness times delay. Motivation is basically the opposite of procrastination. No, when you sense that there is you expect to succeed at doing the task and how much you expect to get the reward, then that is expectancy. The value refers to how much you enjoy doing the task and how much you'll enjoy the reward from completing it. Impulsiveness, on the other hand, refers to your tendency to get distracted and your ability to stay focused. And delay refers to the fact that the further away a task's reward or completion is, the less motivated we will be. No? So those who are actually good at delayed gratification, they are best able to manage themselves, no? And therefore, when you are a parent, no, the first thing that you should let your children learn is to practice delayed gratification. They ask for something, you ask them, is it something of value? What do you like? Wala pa, no? We have to wait. Okay? That will teach them how to have delayed gratification and therefore be more motivated. Best-selling author Brian Tracy said that the quality of your life depends on the quality of your time management, which is really about personal management and life management. If you don't control your time properly, it is difficult for you to control anything else. So time management is the use the power of positive affirmations. Tell yourself that I can do it. Reprogram your subconscious mind through visualization. Take quiet time to mentally envision your perfect scenario. And imagine that you're already excellent at time management. Imagine pa lang, okay ka na. Diba? You'll be able to do it. This is the Pomodoro technique in time management, where Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s uses a timer to break down into intervals, traditionally of 25 minutes in length, no? And separated by short breaks. Now, how can I apply the Pomodoro technique in my everyday life now that everything has moved online? You talk about multitasking. Multitasking is actually the application of the Pomodoro technique. No? You have several windows open in your laptop. Pag nabore ka sa isa, lipat ka sa kabila. Diba? So I never really finish one task or one presentation in one sitting. I usually have 2 or 3 presentations going on, and I build on each of them every 20 to 25 minutes. Of course, I do not really have a timer to do that, no? But just, you know, if you're bored, then go transfer to another topic. The POSEC technique is the prioritize your time and define your life goals. Organize things you have to accomplish regularly to be successful, like family and finances. Streamline things you may not like to do but must do, like work and chores. No? Economize things you should do or may even like to do but they're not pressing urgent, like pastimes and socializing. And then contribute by paying attention to the few remaining things that make a difference, like social obligations. No? There is also such a thing as organized chaos. Diba? Your table used to be have what we call organized chaos. Now, if you look at your desktop, there is also organized chaos. No, but every time you want to look at something, or even the face of your cell phone, no, ikaw lang nakakaintindi, no, where things are could be found. But it refers to a complex situation or process that appears chaotic, and yet there is enough order to achieve progress or goals. So watch out. Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. According to Stephen Covey, the 7, actually 9 habits of highly effective people. Habit 1 is be proactive, taking responsibility for your life, and recognize that you are responsible. Great ideas aren't necessarily expensive, no? Be proactive about your ideas. Habit number 2 is begin with the end in mind. It's about starting things with a clear idea of your destination, so that the steps you take are always in the right direction. Focus on the goal. No? Habit number 3 is put first things first. It means doing the most important things in life. It means being clear about your priorities and acting on them. So plan in advance. Habit number 4 is think win-win. When one side benefits more than the other, that's a win-lose situation. To the winner, it might look like success for a while, but in the long run, it breeds resentment and distrust. So always think win-win. So Lady Diana says, I don't go by the rule book, I rule from the heart, not the head. Habit number 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood, no? Then to be understood. The essence of this habit is a temperament that favors curiosity, open-mindedness, empathy, and patience, all rolled into one. So understanding comes before engaging. Synergize, to put simply, synergy means 2 heads are better than 1. It's the habit of creative cooperation. It is teamwork, open-mindedness, and the adventure of finding new solutions to old problems. So wow your team with a great vision. And don't forget to sharpen the saw. It is the conversation about planning and continuous improvement. And this is not just about the team or the organization. Sharpening the saw starts with you as the leader. Put together your own toolkit, sharpening your intellectual skills as needed for the problem at hand. This is how I sharpen the saw. I have ebooks, but I also have hard copies of those ebooks. So when I have to go somewhere where there's no internet, I have the hard copy. Habit number 8 is find your voice. It is your unique personal significance. Those who inspire others to find theirs are the leaders needed now and for the future. Steve Jobs said, don't let the noise of others drown out your inner voice. And leave this world better than it was when you got here. And therefore, the habit of leaving a legacy. Ordinary people think merely of spending time, but great people think about using it. Of course, as I've always said, if it is not written down, it did not happen. So accountability and governance is necessary. So at the PMA, when I led, the first manuscript, President's Report, is a 28-page manuscript, while the second year is the 40-page manuscript. And it has the calendar of activities, so I can easily go back and look at what I did on a particular day, no? For the 2 years, 731 days that I led at the PMA. So remember that the most successful people are those who are good at plan B. No? So you just don't just plan for plan A, you should always have an alternative plan. And success comes to those who have the willpower to win over their snooze buttons. Stephen Hawking is a scientist, a physicist, who was able to finish his PhD at the age of 26, even after he was diagnosed to have Lou Gehrig's disease at the age of 21. He lived up to an old age of 76. So you could just imagine, no? And in a statement to accompany the release of his dissertation, Properties of Expanding Universes, the late physicist said, by making my PhD thesis open access, I hope to inspire people around the world to look up at the stars and not down at their feet, to wonder about our place in the universe, and to try and make sense of the cosmos. So let me ask you a question. What if you can time travel to the past, what will you tell your younger self? There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. I love Albert Einstein. No? He said, his theory of relativity actually uh, talks about alternative universes, alternative realities. And this is the paper just recently published. I presented this last November 2020 at the second Historia Alternativa conference in Porto, Portugal. The Anesthesiologist Amidst a Pandemic, Storing an Alternative History, provides insights to improve the practice of anesthesiology in a VUCA world. So you can look it up. Published, actually submitted the manuscript January 31 and published August 18, 2021. And this is my contribution to the 175th anniversary of Ether Anesthesia by William Thomas Green Morton back in 1866. So I actually allowed William Morton to time travel to October 16, 2021. So if you missed it, he actually delivered a speech like last October 16. So allow me this opportunity, therefore, to launch this leadership development initiative for the Philippine Society of Anesthesiologists, Lead to Heal movement. And to this end, starting 2022, will be a series of leadership lectures for all anesthesiologists to be given by anesthesiologist leaders of our association. And it is hoped that we will have also leaders from, not necessarily leaders from the top, no, but leaders also from below in the chapters who are willing to talk about their own leadership journey and how they are able to, for example, manage their time, how they're able to do things using whatever capabilities they have. So with that, we hope that Dr. Ed Simon gave his nod to this, and we hope that everybody will be part of this initiative, the Lead to Heal movement. With that, Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Irvi. So we learned a lot on the importance of time management and how to manage ourselves today, especially parang mas naging busy tayo during this pandemic, no? So
Yes.
we genuinely appreciate your passion and dedication to our specialty, Irvi, and you truly exemplify an excellent leader, not only in the academe, but in anesthesiology practice as well. Yung mga novel concepts mo in continuing professional development of our fellow anesthesiologists and advancing the practice of anesthesia, which I'm aware that you have started years ago, sometime in 2014. I think this proved to be very useful during this pandemic where e-learning is the new norm. So on behalf of the Philippine Society of Anesthesiologists, I would like to present to you this plaque of recognition for your excellence in leadership and innovations in anesthesia education. Thank you and God bless you always, Irvi.
Pa-spotlight. Thank you very
Ayan na,
much.
binato ko kay Dr. Kalimag agad padala agad. Thank you,
Nararating na.
Irvi. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat po.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure.
Thank you very much, Ed. Thank you very much to PSA and the board of directors of the PSA, officers and board of directors. Maraming salamat po.
Congratulations once again, Dr. Kalimag. Truly an example of an exemplary woman, exemplary anesthesiologist and educator. Someone we all would be striving to emulate and will try hard our best to become in the future po. Dr. Kalimag, Professor Kalimag po is one of the reasons why our theme for this year's Anesthesia Week is PSA, patient safety always and beyond. We're not just advocates for patient safety, but we're also advocating for a very holistic growth of everyone as anesthesiologists and as individuals. Once again, congratulations po, Professor Kalima. Congratulations, Dr. And thank you for the most insightful lecture for us. Another round of applause for Dr. Kalima.
Thank you.
At this point, I would like to invite everyone to the upcoming activities of PSA in cooperation with our industry partners and sponsors in celebration of the 2021 Anesthesia Week. So we're now planning the different activities that we have, which is a combination of different activities, both academic and non-academic, that will help everyone in maintaining patient safety.